Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Triad Coaching Connections December. Wow, December, we made it. A program meeting. And I believe we are expecting about 70 plus people, folks who registered, and we're up to 31 now. So others will be joining. In the chat box, we have asked two things of you, actually three things of you. One, if you were going to share talent today of whatever kind, art, music, poetry, dancing, whatever you're planning to share, if you would put yes in the chat box, I'll be able to get an idea of how much time we need to allot in that section of our meeting. And the second thing is, what holiday do you celebrate when you say happy holidays? What comes to mind? What is your holiday? And the third one is the request that we share our names and contact information, email address, phone number, whatever's. And then those who want to add to their personal directory for TCC until ours is ready can share that in the box too. So very good. Love all this. And then the ... in the chat box there is how you can save the chat. Anytime you're going to exit the meeting, you need to save the chat, because when you come back, you'll have a clean slate chat. So if you just joined, all the chatting we have done since 8:30 is probably not available to you, but you can reach out to me and I can send you that chat. Very good. All right. And let's see if there's anything in here to me. All right. Very good. I am going to share and start off, as we always do, with our mission statement. So I will share my PDF of our mission statement. And that is, our mission is to develop and sustain a learning community that supports coaches and those interested in the practice of coaching. Triad Coaching Connection supports and preserves the integrity of a diverse and inclusive coaching profession through networking, learning opportunities, and educating others. And I hope at any time that you feel that we are not in keeping with our mission, that you will reach out to me or any member of the board of directors and call it to our attention, so we can make sure that we stick with what we say we are about. Great looking group today. So it's a full program. We're going to talk about gifts today in certain ways. So we are going to, I see there's a direct message to me. Let me make sure I'm not missing something here. I will address that a little bit later, Joyce. So I'll get back to you on that. So I am going to ask if there are any announcements that need to be made before I turn it over to the program committee to introduce our speaker, or if there's any announcements that I failed to make. Anybody? All right, so Matthew, are you the one that's up for this one?
I believe so.
All right.
Good morning, everyone. Today, we're really happy and excited to bring Mary Lobb from the New York area to join us. So this is how wonderful that Zoom is. We can tap into people all over the country. And so we want to welcome you and say happy holidays to you and celebrate with you and your family and our big family here. And so this week, we've been really looking at different ways to challenge us to grow, learn, and discover how we can be great coaches. And so today, we're really honored to have Mary join us, and she's going to help challenge you to look at your creativity in a new way and how you can bring that creativity into your coaching practice and helping not only yourself grow, but helping the clients that we serve. And so Mary is a very talented singer, songwriter, and she's had this beautiful way of bringing that into helping people learn and grow and discover how they can be their best self and integrate all who they are into what they do. So I want to introduce you to Mary, and I'm not going to take much time for her because she's got some amazing things we're going to do today. And we're so excited you're here. And please remember that you're always invited to bring a guest. We want to help all the coaches out there that are people that are interested in coaching, even if it's a beginner or it's a seasoned coach, to know that we're here to support them. And the board is really excited of the new things that we'll be doing in the coming year. And we'll talk about that at the end of the program today, some topics that we will be covering in 2021. So happy holidays to everyone. And we're so grateful you're here. So I turn it over to Mary.
Before Mary gets started, if I could get everyone to put your microphones on mute, that will help us. It's not to make you not participate. We do want you to participate. But if it'll cut down on the background noise, if everybody will just reach in there and make sure your mics are muted. And excellent. Thank you so much, Mary. I'm going to get out of your way.
Oh, thank you, Wanda and Matthew and Linda and Christine and Mitch and this whole entire community. The Triad Coaching Connection. It's so great to be here. I really admire, respect the work that you do as coaches. I think now more than ever, your work is integral into the health and well-being of our world. I think your work is so important. And so I'm excited to be here to help you see creativity in yourself and kind of bring that to your clients. I'm a musician. I'll get more into my background a little bit later. But I created this program, Song Detox. So I'm a singer, songwriter, and teaching artist, and I created this program, but it really helps me to share my creative process with others, and then it inspires me to create more. So it's just this ongoing cycle, you know, it's like the ripple effect. And so I hope that we experience that today. You may be getting out of your comfort zone a little bit. I'm going to ask you to sing. I'm going to ask you to do a lot of different things that maybe you might not normally do. And so I want to thank you in advance for your openness to this experience. I want to thank you for trusting me. And just know this is going to be fun and we're going to have a great time. So it's the holiday season. This is about celebration and just enjoying one another's company. So we're going to start off with a song and we're all going to sing together. And in just a little bit, you can unmute yourselves. And we're going to sing because, and some of you might be thinking, well, I'm not a singer so I can't sing. But to me, if you are a human being, then you are a singer. Like, you are meant to sing. And it's a really important thing for us to do as humans because it decreases our stress level. It releases endorphins. It improves our sleep. It increases lung capacity. It strengthens our immune system. It stimulates circulation. It tones our abs. It prolongs our life. There's so many benefits to singing. And if you deny yourself that opportunity to sing, then you're missing out on all of these benefits, right? And so the reason I also want us to sing together is because we're a little bit deprived of human connection right now, of just a handshake or a hug. And so if we can sing together and just look at each other and sing. That's another way for us to connect and feel that community connection. So the song that I chose, I just put the lyrics in the chat box, okay? And it was written by Ronald Miller and Brian Wells. It has been performed by Stevie Wonder and a lot of other artists. So some of you may be familiar with it. If you're not, that's okay. You probably pick it up. You can sing a little bit here and there. Don't get too caught up in the words. Just enjoy the experience. We're all singing a song together. It's gonna be so fun. Okay? All right. So when you guys are ready, you can unmute yourselves. Like a long, lonely
stream
running
down the stream, moving on.
I'm moving on like a branch on a tree.
like a branch
On a tree. I keep reaching to be
To
free.
be free, moving on, moving on.
There's
A place in the sun
Where
where
there's
there's hope
for
for
everyone.
everyone. With
Where my
my poor restless heart gotta run.
There's
There's a place in the sun, and before
my life is done,
gotta
find
find
me
me a
a
place
place
in
in
the
the
sun.
sun.
Like
like
an
an old
old
dusty
dusty
Road,
road, I get
get
weary
weary
from the
from the
load,
load,
moving
moving
on,
on,
moving
moving
on.
on.
Okay,
like
1, 2, 3, 4. There's a place
In the
the
sun,
sun, where
before
there's
There's
hope
hope for
my life is
everyone,
done.
where
where
my
my
poor
poor restless heart
heart's
gotta
I gotta
run.
run.
and before
There's a place
Place
in
in the sun,
where
and
there's
before
before
my life is
everyone.
done.
gotta find
Find me a
me a
place
place
in
in
the
the
sun.
sun.
there's a place
In the sun,
where
Where there's
Hope for everyone.
everyone,
Gotta find
find me a place in the
in
sun, the sun.
all my life is through. I gotta find me a place in the sun. You guys are amazing. Thank you for letting that be imperfect and just creative and fun. And thank you all for participating. I know it's hard on Zoom, but that's what we got. We got to use what we got. And so much creativity comes out of limitation. So when we feel limited, we have to get creative. And this is a perfect time to be creative. So now we're going to move into some breakout sessions. And we're going to chat a little bit because it's fun. And we're going to talk about what creative activities are most important to you and why. You have about 10 minutes and have fun.
Okay. So I am setting this up, so give me just a second. That was a little faster than I was expecting. So 10 minutes, you'll get a free minute countdown timer. And I had one person who asked to stay out. So let me find that person to take out. Okay.
Mary, can you repeat the question? Someone asked you to do that in the chat box.
Sure. The question is, what creative activities are most important to you and why?
Okay. Join your rooms. And Victoria, I wasn't able to just delete you, so just don't join. Just stay with me. And looks like Corliss, are you going to be able to join a room? Ray, are you? Oh, that's his audio that was still here. All right. And I don't know if Mary wants us back on mute or not, but you may have to reset your microphones to mute.
Gosh, I think we need 10 more minutes on there to hear everybody's creative endeavors.
Oh, that's great. But I hope you guys had a nice discussion. I don't know if we want to take just 2 minutes if anyone wanted to share any insight that they got from the conversation with the group.
I just have to say, I'm Cheryl, and to hear Barbara Demarest, I'm not the only person who has my art supplies, my creativity in the den. My art table has replaced the love seat. So
Wonderful.
it was good to see Barbara's up and in the middle of things.
That's great. Wonderful. So I hope that was a, fun and helpful and hopefully inspiring conversation for all of you. And we will be moving into some exercises for song detox. Now, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about my background, but for these exercises, you are going to need a pen and paper. So if you need to get that, go ahead and get that now while I chat. So just to give you a little bit of my background. So I grew up in the Rochester, New York area. I actually spent 2 years down in your neck of the woods at Warren Wilson College in Asheville, which was an amazing experience for me. I was studying social work, and I really wanted to learn Spanish. So then I moved to Valdivia, Chile, which is in the south of Chile. And I sang in a choir down there. I've always really been into music, like most singers. I was singing before I could talk. And, as a kid, I was writing, little songs. And in Chile, I is kind of like when I decided that I really wanted to pursue music as a vocation. And it was a lot of different moments kind of tied together. But in this choir I sang in, we'd go to rehearsals, and then afterwards we would we'd like grab a guitar and we'd grab like a bottle of wine, and then we'd all just go to somebody's house and we would sing more. We would sing all of these folk songs from the area of Chile. And so I learned all of this music, and I just felt so happy. And you know, I really felt the community that I was living in, it was such a way of life for them. You know, you sleep, you eat, and you sing. Like it's just the way it is. So I pretty much had decided there, maybe more subconsciously, that this is the kind of thread I wanted to follow because of how joyful it made me feel. And then after Chile, I moved to New York City, and I was still like, okay, I'm going on this social work path, but I felt this kind of, you know, not sure exactly which direction I was going. I knew I really wanted to pursue music, but I worked for a nonprofit that helped the homeless. And I also was interpreting Spanish to English with Spanish speaking New Yorkers. And then I just started going to open mics because, you know, why not? And then I kept getting asked to come back to the open mics. And then I'd asked to be a featured performer at these events. And I was like, okay, I can't I can't deny myself of this anymore. And I applied to Berkeley, and then I transferred and ended up finishing my degree in music at Berkeley. I still, throughout all of that, was like, music is a form of service. It's a way to help people. And so I think that even deciding to go into music, I carried that thread with me. Like, how can I help people through music? And and also like help myself, right? So I ended up being able to study in Athens, Greece when I was at Berkeley, which was an incredible experience. Also completely blew my mind. I got to hear a lot of Eastern music and was just exposed to really new and different things. When I graduated Berkeley, I released my first album, which was a reflection of all the different travels, and all the people I had met at Berkeley played on the album. So it was this huge collaboration with different arrangers, producers, musicians. And then I moved back to New York City, and a few years later released my second album. And then about a year or so after the tour of my second album, my father passed away. And all I could do in response to that, it was such a big change of energy. And it was a big loss for me, and all I could do was write music. And that was my response. And it really helped me so much. And when I toured that album, it was a house concert tour. And so I toured around the country, and I decided to just tell my story. And I told people about my father. He was a really remarkable man. And then just because I thought it might be helpful, you know? And so then what blew my mind is that when I told my story, people came up to me after the shows and were like telling me their stories. And I loved that. And I just wanted to hear more. And then, but I was, you know, breaking down. I was like at the merch table chatting, and there was all this stuff happening. And I just wanted to capture that moment. And I wanted to talk more to people who were telling me their stories. And as that was happening, I was realizing what my process was in writing songs. Like, I looked back at my songs and I saw how writing the album that's called Top of the Trees helped me grieve. And I realized I write in this kind of question answer format. Like, the verse is the question and the chorus is the answer. So I always look at music as a way to help me solve my problems. And that's really how Song Detox was born. It was like, I want to hear more of these stories people are telling me. I want to help them write their stories. And I actually have this process and very specific way that I write songs to help me and help myself. And wow, I could help other people, you know, figure out problems in their life. So, okay. And so it just kind of naturally happened. And I was already teaching, and I still do teach music privately. I teach guitar, voice, piano, and ukulele. And I was like, oh, this can be another, you know, service that I offer. And it's very introspective and really fun. And it's been amazing so far. The stories that people have to tell, and it's just been incredible. And the last online concert I did, I had one of my students in Song Detox share her story and share one of the songs she wrote. And it was just very, very, very beautiful. And Sue Rose has also done the program with me, and amazing song, and that was incredible. I'll share a little bit more about that in a bit. So, okay, you guys ready? Now that you understand what Song Detox is all about, we're going to begin, and we're going to write a song. Each of you are going to independently write something today, and I will ask for a volunteer here and there to share if you feel called. And we're going to start with the verse. Okay, so this is when you need your pen and paper. And I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I'm going to set the timer. And I want you to think about a problem that you've had in the last 6 months in your life, and a problem that has not been solved yet, or a question that needs an answer. Okay? I want you to describe this problem. And there's a few different, if you get stuck with how to describe the problem, here's a few different ideas to help you, okay? You don't need to use all of these ideas. These are just some ways to help you describe the problem. You could give the problem a name. You could make the problem a character. You could give the problem a color. Or use your 5 senses. How would you describe the problem? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? And whatever the 5th sense is that I didn't say. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes, and I'll let you know when your time is up.
Excuse me, I'm already stuck. Can you give a little more instruction to kind of boost me?
Sure, Donna. So train of thought, just let the pen take you where it wants to go. It doesn't even have to be a full sentence. It can just be random thoughts that you think. Think about a problem and how you would describe it. Okay, how'd you all do? Good? Great. Okay, so this is where it gets even more fun. If you didn't think that was fun enough, we're gonna have more fun. And we're gonna add chords to your verse naturally, right? So you can take what you wrote and you can either speak it aloud. You're all going to be muted, so you can do this privately. You can either speak what you wrote or you can sing it, whatever comes to you. Okay? And we're going to take 5 minutes to do this. So most likely you'll finish with what you wrote, and then you'll still have more to say, and just kind of let it come out. Don't judge it. Just, you know, creativity is you never know what is going to come out of that. And so If it is helpful to you, I can give you an example or we can proceed. Would you guys like an example? Okay. So I was writing with you guys during the journaling, and I was inspired by the conversations in the breakout room. So I'll share with you what I wrote, and then I'll share with you kind of an example of how I would speak or sing with it. So what I wrote was, blue petals rain, sunset trickles down. I want to understand letting go of pain. Peach understanding, like a wind below. There are cliffs with rocks scattered in the sand. Someone painted them to lift me up, like a dancer twirling, releasing herself from the cold to find the sun again. So now with adding chords, so I could speak it, blue petals rain, sunset trickles down. I want to understand the letting go of pain. Peach understanding, like a wind below. There are cliffs with rocks, and they're scattered in the sand. Someone painted them just to lift me up, like a dancer twirling, releasing herself from the cold to find the sun again. Okay, so that's how I would speak it. And then if I wanted to sing it, there's no right or wrong, okay? No right or wrong. Blue petals rain, sunset trickles down. I wanna understand letting go of pain. Okay, you guys get the idea? Okay, great. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. And then if anyone feels bold and courageous, they can share. Okay, we'll have just one volunteer. All right, I'll let you know when 5 minutes is up. Here we go, ready? Okay, so sing or speak, ready? 1, 2, here we go. All right, you guys are amazing. It's so awesome to see in the chat, like people moving their lips. And I don't know if you're singing or you're talking or what, but it's really so cool to see your participation. Thank you so much. So is there anyone who might like to share?
I'll share.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Hello.
I can hear you. I just can't see you.
You can't?
Linda, that's okay. It's because she has her settings different than your, so go ahead. I've got you on the,
Okay. All right. So if you play the chords, I can't sing along with the chords, but it's a little poem, okay? All right, there you go. And the problem is mom on her own. Is she really too old to be on her own? When I ask her, she says, Linda, go to Greensboro and leave me alone. I got you here, didn't I do it? Now that I'm old, you can't leave me to it. I trust in the good Lord above. He's never failed me and showered me and you with love. So you can come visit and check when you must, but always remember, it's in God I trust. And that's what she tells me all the time when I'm worried to death about her.
What do you see now that you didn't see before, Linda?
Well, I think getting it out and saying it makes it a little bit better for me rather than just holding it in. Even though she has a companion and a nurse, she's still on her own in her own home. And I have to let it go. I really do. I think she's fortunate not to be in a nursing home or anything like that and able to be on her own. So I just have to trust in that.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, so now we're going to move to the chorus. Okay. Linda was very brave to share with us and to really be honest with herself too about what the problem was, right? So that took a lot of courage. I always find my writing is better when I really am honest about the problem, even though I don't I don't necessarily want to look at it. But the more you look at it, the stronger your writing will be, and the more you'll find what the solution is. So we're moving on to the chorus, and that is the solution. Okay, so it's going to be the answer to your question, the solution to your problem, and we're going to do the exact same structure. So I'm going to have you write for about 5 minutes, and the same thing. If you get stuck, here are some prompts you can use. You can give the answer a name. You can make the answer a character. You can give it a color. You can use your 5 senses. What does the answer or the solution look like, smell like, taste like, sound like, feel like? Okay, so I'm going to give you 5 minutes, and I'll let you know when your time is up. Okay, you have about 30 seconds if you want to finish up your thought. Okay, great. Wonderful. And now we're going to do the same thing. I think you guys got the hang of it. So we'll move on to the chorus. I'm going to play chords. About 5 minutes, okay? 1, 2, here we go. Okay, about 30 more seconds. Awesome. You guys are amazing. I'm seeing like more and more people, more and more mouths moving. It's awesome. You're getting into it. So great. What a good group. Would anyone like to share what they wrote?
Mary, this is Wanda,
Wanda?
and I will tell you, I can't share what I wrote,
Okay.
but it's the first time I've written about the loss of our grandchild, one that was never born. So this activity is a little deeper than I intended to go today. So I don't know whether to thank you or be upset, but this was powerful to go to that place and write about that.
Thank you, Wanda, for sharing.
Wanda, thank you for sharing that deep, heartfelt place that you're at. We're here for you.
We're all here to support you.
I'll go ahead and share. I really didn't expect to. So I will. But I do want to say, Wanda, too, and I think a lot of people on this call probably are very moved by this exercise. We don't take the time to give ourselves this space and the presence. I need to get a drink of water. And I'll just tell you all the problem that was posed, because it will make sense, you know, because I'm about to share the answer, or somewhat a part of the answer. My problem has to do with having a 17-year-old child and letting go. And so that's a lot like Linda was talking about, except she has the adult that she's having to learn to sort of let go. And so I'm in a similar situation. Okay. I will not be singing. Sorry, not at that place yet. All right, you can go ahead and do the chords, Mary. Thank you. I will remind myself and trust that you are strong. The pain won't last forever. And we will carry on. Wow. I should have been wise like Wanda and known I couldn't share.
I think you just did. You just shared. So thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. And it's so helpful to hear your perspective as a mom at that age so that I can understand my mom better, you know. It's great. It's great that everyone is sharing of their different experiences, because I think we can all grow from your experience, you know, and see it in our own lives.
You are smart and oh so good, not meant to never hurt. I know you should. You will trip and stumble, sometimes maybe even fall, but you will get back up and be you and standing tall. You are my golden child.
What we have to give Just turn it inside out. Turn it inside out. What we have to give. The pain. Turn it inside out. Okay, well, you guys helped me just start with a new song. You really are inspiring me. That was so helpful and moved a lot through me for my own like healing and letting go. So thank you all for sharing. And I hope that those of you on mute are, getting just as much out of this. So we were thinking about doing some breakout sessions again. And how are we doing in terms of who would like to share their gift, Wanda?
I was able to go back in the chat and it looks like I have, let's see, I've moved my notes around a little bit. Looks like I had Sue Rose is going to share and Melanie Woodard is going to share. Is there anybody else that I missed in the chat that's going to share? Matthew McMillan, I think, is going to share. And Jenny Spallone, Jenny. And Jane, let's see, anybody else? Am I missing a hand? Some of you are off video or in it. If you could give me a new chat. So it looks like there's 5.
Okay, great. So I'm thinking, should we do breakout sessions?
Do you want to share in breakout sessions? Is that is that the plan, Mary?
Or just do it here as a group again?
Are we gonna break out and Mary and do the second breakout on
okay
how we apply this
perfect
to our creative self and coaching?
Great. So we'll do our second breakout session and we will talk about in this session how might you intentionally incorporate your creative talent into your own practice.
And how much time do we have for this breakout session?
Let's do 10 minutes.
Okay.
Will this be aside from that sharing we're going to do later, the 5 people?
Yes, this is different.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could you repeat the question one more time, real quick?
Sure.
Please.
How might you intentionally incorporate your creative talent in your own practice?
As a coach. Yeah.
As a coach. Okay, everyone, welcome back. I hope that those conversations were helpful to you, that you thought about different ways you could incorporate creativity into your own coaching practice. And now there's a lot of talent among this group, and we're gonna share some of it right now. So who would like to go first?
I will go down my list. How's that? I put Jane Walter at the top of my list. So Jane, are you ready to share?
Not quite yet.
Okay. And then I have Jenny.
Okay. Where did I put it? Okay, now mine isn't as deep as everybody, and I'm still trying to figure out how this possibly applies to me, but this is what came out. All right. Winterizing your heart is not the answer. Like blood, feelings must flow unhampered. Stop flitting, little bird. There is nothing to fear. The emotions you're dissing need be made clear. You may chirp authentic, not merely a ruse. Only then will the other birds experience your truth.
Oh,
that's beautiful.
Yes.
But I think I'm extroverted. So it's like, and I think I'm authentic. So I don't see that isn't that weird?
No, you may feel like you're experiencing a lot of people who don't have your natural, zest or openness or, whatever. And maybe you just feel compelled to give advice for all the hardened birds.
Yes. I think you're right.
What do you
That was
think?
great, Jeannie. Thank you.
Or it could be that it is a ruse and maybe I'm chirping too much and really just want to be a quiet bird, right?
So Jenny, do you write poetry as a general rule? Is that a gift that you?
I write suspense novels,
Okay.
suspense novels.
Okay, very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Sue, I have your name on my list next.
Okay, I'll share my screen. This is a video.
Troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. I think bluebirds fly. If birds can fly over the rainbow, why then oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
I see Melanie is preparing her. Yes, she was anticipating that, and here she is. If you can unmute.
And I thought that we were going to do this in these really small groups. So, however, here we are. I explained to the small group to start with that I've always dabbled with drawing and painting and back and forth over the years. And so when I looked at what I wanted to share, I thought I didn't want to just put a bunch of pictures on the screen, but I wanted to show something about, I started from this more formal kind of training. So we painted lots of things that were still lifes, and I don't know if you can see, but we did that kind of artwork artwork, and it was with oils, and it was very careful and regimented and took great time because oils dry very slowly. And when I finished college, I thought, I'm just not doing that anymore, because it just was, it was very prohibitive to me at the time. So I left doing that kind of painting and just played around with sketching and doodling and watercolors for a long time. And a couple of years ago, I renewed a friendship with someone who is really a genuine artist, and loved to spend time with her. And she said, why don't you paint with me just to see a new medium? And so I thought, really, come paint with you and have you watch me? But I tried it, and result was I took a photograph. This was a cat that I had recently we'd lost after 19 years. And she said, just don't stare at the picture, just paint what you feel. And this was with acrylics, which is a easy medium to use, but you can't stop and perfect things. You just have to move your brush. So this is the cat I came up with.
Wow.
And I have never, ever shown anybody pictures on a video screen ever. And many people don't even know I paint because I don't tell them. But in the spirit of being authentic today, there you go. And there's a lot more stuck off in a corner somewhere.
Melanie, could you hold that one up again?
Oh, that is just beautiful.
So
we can't see it.
Okay.
There. Oh, it keeps switching to somebody.
Talk, Melanie, so that
Well, that's
get in the speaker view, so
yeah,
you get bigger.
Let's
There you go.
see.
Okay, now hold it up while you
Let me
talk.
hold it up while I'm talking.
Yeah,
So
there
anyway,
you go.
it was a very freeing experience to paint with someone who simply said, just paint what you feel, paint with your body. And I had never tried that before. And so since then, I've done much more of that. And it's a gift when someone is an encourager and keeps you from judging your own creativity.
Yeah. I bet that was very cathartic too, in terms
It
of.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So here's a little tip for you. Whenever someone is getting ready to share, Sue, are you going to be able to share next?
No, I'm just going to skip. Thanks.
Oh, okay. So Jane, are you prepared to share?
Yes, I think
Okay.
so.
So now
I
that,
thought
before you start, if you would like to take your mouse and go over the thumbnail for Jane's picture, there's a ... And if you will click, and there's a word pen. If you will click on pen.
Pin.
P-I-N, pen. That's what it said. Anyway, it will keep her solid on your screen, so other noise won't make it go away. And then you can, up in the upper left-hand corner, when she's finished, you can do remove pen, and it'll go back to where it'll switch around. So Jane, you are.
okay. Some of you may have been present last December when Jeannie Duncan and I presented at TCC a program entitled Incorporating Gratitude into Your Coaching and Your Life. It was very interesting preparing for that. And one of the things that Jeannie and I did was we agreed to each take a photo every day for about 2 weeks before the presentation of what we were very grateful for in our lives. And we shared that at the time. But it had an impact on me because it made me pay attention so much to what I was giving attention to. And so in thinking about the program for today, I wanted to share with you sort of a snapshot of my life, what's important, and a little bit about the directions that I've moved in time. So there's some themes in this, and it's about a 2.5-minute video that I'll show in a bit. The themes are the importance of family, and it shows some evolution as my grandchildren have grown. And in fact, my grandson is taking classical guitar lessons through the Weaver Center, and he plays the background music in the video. So I'm very proud to have him be a part of that too. It also incorporates friends that I've had, several, and you'll see, I think there are 4 or 5 of us that have been friends since the 1st grade. And I know that's highly unusual, but we've stayed in touch and that's been very meaningful. And then there's some photos of new friends too. So travel is also a theme. And so you will see from Asheville to Athens to Costa Rica to Hawaii, various trips that have incorporated this love of the beaches, especially. And then some about my daily surroundings. I live on a small lake and I enjoy the woods and the environment and the deer that occasionally run through and all of the wildlife, and you'll see some photos of that, and then our pets. But probably the most current theme that runs through is Topsail Beach itself. I'm very fortunate to have a cottage that I have named 4th generation because my mother built it many years ago. So you see a number of shots of Topsail, as well as it is a turtle sanctuary. So you'll see a turtle nest there. I hope you enjoy it. And I had, like Melanie, thought it was going to be a small group. So it's really testing my skills in terms of being an introvert who's not technologically savvy, but we'll hope that it works out. So bear with me. So as I do this, I'm going to mute myself, but you may need to turn your volume up after it gets started.
Yay!
Very beautiful. Thank
That was
you, Jane.
beautiful, Jane. Beautiful.
And you're muted.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't start exactly the right place. You missed the family jumping up in the air in the ocean. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Yes. Okay, and I have Matthew on the list.
Okay, so I can screen share the actual poem, right?
You certainly can.
All right, let me click on it. Can you see that?
It's getting there. It's still a black, there we go. Yes.
Okay, so I wrote this poem when I was taking a class on writing, as I've challenged myself to bring out more creativity and finish up a book that I'll have out next year. This kind of comes back full circle, so I wanted to share it with everyone. It's called The Wall. Hidden behind the wall that we all know. Hidden behind the wall we all feel. Hidden behind the wall we all sense. Hidden behind the wall we all use. Hidden behind the wall we hide. Hidden behind the wall we can all crumble. Hidden behind the wall, freedom from perfection, isolation, and fear. Hidden behind the wall, lack of love, acceptance, and belonging. Hidden behind the wall, our true self. Thank you.
Wow. Very beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And then I always like to do snow angels since I'm from Iowa. There's not much snow here that I get to do it in. So when I did, I took a picture of it. And that was the ending.
Thank you.
All right, stop sharing. There you go. Thank you.
I do apologize. There's so much background noise at my house because of my granddaughter. And I had intended to share mine, but I don't think that it's going to go over very well. So I will give you the link to mine. And I'm going to put it right here in the chat. So at some point, if you would like, you can copy that link. And after this is all over with, you can sit back and have a good laugh. I wanted to pick a holiday song. But I couldn't find one that wouldn't be offensive to somebody. So I found one that would be offensive to everyone. So enjoy when you have a chance to enjoy. So I will turn it back over to Mary now, where our talent portion is, it appears to be over. Unless Sue, do you want to give it one more shot?
I don't think it's going to work, but thanks.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right. Do you have is it on YouTube that you could link it to us?
No.
Okay. All right. All right, Mary, I'm going to mute. So get rid of this noise. Sorry.
Is there anyone else who wanted to share? Okay. Well, thank you guys. Thank you all who shared. And we were a little unsure of the numbers of who was going to be sharing. So thank you for being brave to sharing with the whole group. We were kind of trying to figure out exactly how to coordinate that. And I'm just so thankful to all of you. That was really very inspiring. So that was great. I hope are you guys having a good time? Is everybody good? Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely. I love the painting. I love the slideshow. Jane, your grandson and his guitar playing are amazing. Matthew, I loved your poem. And the painting of the cat was just so beautiful. So I wanted to end with a song that Sue Rose inspired me to write when we were working together in my Song Detox program. And it was after a session that we had. And it's really about what today has been about, and creativity. It's called Uncomfortable Places, Uneven Spaces. So it's about going to these spaces that are unfamiliar, going behind the wall, as Matthew wrote about. And the more it's about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And the more we can go into that space within ourselves, the more we can support others to do the same. And then the more we see our clients doing it, the more it inspires us to go again. So it's just this kind of, unending cycle. So this song is very new. I wrote it recently, and I still might add a little more to it, but I wanted to share it with you guys today because I just felt it was very relevant. Going uncomfortable places, uneven spaces in my mind. She said love ain't always pretty, and what you think it is can feel unkind. Oh, may I grow to be one who can feel the rain. May I hear the drops around me and know there's something steady in the pain. Tattered, torn, and weathered are the shoes I will never fill, and the space once overflowing will remain empty forever still. Because I've grown to be one who can feel the rain. Oh, I hear the drops around me and know there's something steady in my pain. Sometimes the path just gets so warm, you forget there's another side. Sitting deep inside of her was a hurt she could not bear to see. And as far as she can go with herself is as much as she'll be there for me. Oh, may she grow to be one who can see the rain. May she feel the drops around her and know there's something steady in the pain. You all are amazing. Thank you, TCC, for having me, and to Wanda, Matthew, and Mitch, and Christine, and Linda, and Sue for connecting me with this community. I am so, so grateful for all of you and for this opportunity. I would love to stay connected with all of you, so I'm sharing 3 links in the chat box right now. Okay, so the first link, I did notice someone had asked where you can hear my music. And you can listen on my website that has all the different streaming services. And then this is the Spotify link as well. So if you're a Spotify person, you can follow me there. And so I have the one-on-one program. And then I also do have a self-study program. So if it's something that you wanted to do on your own, and those are the links for that. And just in the spirit of the holiday season, there's a discount code of 25% off. And also just to thank you guys for having me. This is such a wonderful experience. So if there are any things that came up for any of you today, and maybe you wanted to do one session and finish your song or the whole thing, I would love that. So, but I also want to say thank you to music and to creativity for bringing all of us together. And hopefully we can use the creativity, music to stay in a positive mindset during this very challenging time for our world. But when we start to feel anxious, that creativity and music is a great place to turn, and we can share what we learn with our clients. So I really hope that today was helpful for you, and that you can bring what you learned into your professional career and hopefully into your personal life too. So we have a few minutes, about 8 minutes left for questions, and I have some, answers to your questions, or, whatever is left, Wanda.
Mary, this is Cheryl Bridges. I'm curious what chords you were playing when we were writing our songs.
Sure. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
For the verse, I was playing C major, E minor,
D minor.
E minor, E as an egg.
Okay.
A minor, A as an apple, and G major, G as in George. And for the chorus, I was playing C major, A minor, A as an apple, F major, F as in Frank, and G major, G as in George.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is maybe I was about to say a technical question, but I don't know enough about music to know that this is actually a technical question. But in relation to those chords, and because you teach people and work with people in writing songs, and I know my son probably, I feel confident he knows about this, but I'd like to know a bit more about it. When you're deciding on the chords, are there certain chords that elicit certain moods or feelings, or, is that what causes you to choose certain chords and sort of set the tone of the song, and certain chords go better with others? Or is there, I'm just curious, and it might be too much to ask in our remaining 6 minutes, but.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, I'll give a short answer, and then we could also talk about this for years, so, but so for the verse, because the verse is, because it's like a problem, it's kind of encouraging you to go to those uncomfortable places. I tend to use more minor chords. That's why I chose those chords specifically. And E minor, if you want to express something maybe deeper, I hate to use the words happy and sad, because a lot of times people say major chords are happy and minor chords are sad. But that is kind of true. I mean, it's definitely more complex than that. But E minor and A minor are great chords if there's something more blue. And then for the verse, I did choose more major chords. So I have C, A minor, F, and G, because that feels like more of a resolve, like figuring it out.
Mary, this is Jenny. I just want to ask you a question. What if you wanted to have more of an Arabic Israeli kind of chords for feel? Like, you're going across the desert and you're on the camel and, and you're going to the promised land. And, because what we are doing inside of us is we are going towards the promised land. So what chords would you use for something like that? Or do you want to just email me? But I see Sue Rose is nodding. So.
And Mary, if I may, I want to, because we're running out of time, I want to encourage the answer to be in an email, if you don't
Please.
mind.
What is your email?
And also, if and everything's been placed in the chat. I believe Mary's is in the chat as well. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that if you will go to the chat box, and there's 3 little dots in a box, if you will click on the ... and click Save Chat, all the chats since you've been in the meeting should be there. They should be there except for anything that happened during the breakout session. So if you scroll through the chat and there's, when you save it, and there's something not there, especially the links that Mary has shared to get, you know how we coaches don't necessarily want someone to ask us to do our work for free. There's those boxes for you to reach out and work with Mary if you'd like. Thank you, Mary. You have been wonderful today, and we you know, I'm the mess that I am as a result of you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And we need to be able to do that. And music has always been that for me as well. It's so powerful, and thank you so much. I believe that Matthew mentioned that he had some announcements to make at the end of the, so we have like 2-3 minutes left.
Yeah. Thank you, Wanda.
You're welcome.
So thank you, Mary, for sharing your gifts and talents with everyone. That was so wonderful and such a great way to be in gratitude in this holiday season. So we really thank you for that. And we encourage everyone in TCC to just go out and be creative today and share your gifts and talents with others and help them bring out the best of this time of year. So we have coming up in the coming months some really fantastic programs, and one that's coming up in January is from Lyndon Rago. Some of you know him. He's done some amazing work at CCL for over 15 years, working with leadership and global leadership around the world, not just with CEOs, but with nonprofits, and encouraging people to really work in unity and collaboration. And so he's going to be presenting to us on how to have courageous conversations to build unity and understanding. And so we invite you to come back in January and bring all your great creativity and ideas and learn some amazing ways that Lyndon can share with us how to create a framework in our coaching to bring out those courageous conversations where we can really get the dialogue going and build unity. And again, in 2021, we're going to have some amazing programs that are going to be building on each other and tying in with our mission. And we have diversity and inclusion is going to be bringing 2 programs for us in the next year, and those will be in March and August. So we're really thankful to that committee. And again, if there's any presenters that you would like to hear or you would like us to reach out to in the program committee to bring in to TCC, now we can go a little bit more globally instead of just regionally. So bring it on. I want to meet some great presenters and bring them all to you so we can improve our coaching and be the best for the clients that we have out there that we serve. And I want to just wish you all a happy holiday and thank you for being here today.
Thanks.
Are there
Let's give Mary a hand.
Yes.
And Jane and Melanie and everyone else that shared their gifts and talents. we know all of you have gifts and talents, so we look forward to seeing those in the coming months too.
So however you celebrate this season, remember peace and love can't be offensive to anybody. So love and spread joy and peace and any way you can. So happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Thank you all.
Happy holidays.
Yes.
Holidays.
Happy holidays,
Stay well,
everyone.
safe.
Blessings.
Share the
Blessings.
light.
Happy
Share the
holidays,
light.
everybody.
I really can't
But baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go
But
away.
baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has
Been hoping that you drop in. I hold your hands there just like I. Beautiful, what's your hurry? Listen to the fireplace roar. Beautiful, please don't hurry. Roll some records while I pour. But baby, it's bad out there. No cabs to be had out there. Your eyes are like starlight now. I'll take your hat, your hair looks swell. Mind if I'm moving closer? But what's the sense of hurting my pride? Oh baby, don't hold out. Baby, it's cold outside. But baby, it's cold outside. But baby, it's cold outside. How lucky that you walked in. Look out the window at that store. Gosh, your lips are delicious. Waves upon the tropical shoreline. Gosh, your lips are delicious. Never such a blizzard before. But baby, it's freeze out there. It's up to your knees out there. I thrill when you touch my hand. How can you do this thing to me? Think of the lifetime sorrow. If you caught pneumonia and died, get over the old doubt. Baby, it's cold. Maybe it's cold outside.
Oh, it was wonderful.
Thank you, Wanda.
Bravo.
That was great. Great ending to a good program.
I missed my cue. I know Mary's went, oh, she missed her beat,
With
right?
same-day delivery, you can order today and
That was terrific. Just loved it, Wanda.
Wanda, thank you very much.
Thanks for hanging out and watch all of that.
Yes.
Yes, baby, it's cold outside.
I see, isn't that the most offensive song in the world?
Yes.
Yes.
Times have changed.
Date drugging.
Love
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Take care. So long.
Happy holidays.
Stay safe.